Welcome to this week's vlog. I've driven out to a place called Mount French. I haven't been here before, but I've looked online and there's apparently a very beautiful lookout here that looks good for a nice sunset shot. My wife's looked after the kids this afternoon or tonight, so it's allowing me to jump out and do a quick sunset shoot. So that's why I've come out today. So I'm walking into a place called Logan's Lookout. From what I've seen online, it looks to me like a position or a location that looks out over where the sun sets, and it's supposed to have a really good view. So the walk-in is a relatively easy walk-in. It's all paved, and to be honest, probably wheelchair access too. This is probably one of the easiest locations up in the Scenic Rim that I've come to take photos. The drive-in's very easy. I was expecting dirt road and there was none. So it's a very easy drive-in. And yeah, literally just had a couple of hours to come out, do a sunset shoot here at Mount French. So fingers crossed, we get some nice images. Okay, so here I am at Logan's Lookout here at Mount French. As you can see, the view is just ridiculous behind me. Not sure if I'm going to stay here. There is an escarpment across to my right. I'm going to have a little bit of a walk along there, see if I can find some foreground interest. And I do have a little bit of a spot to my left here as well, where I may do the same thing. But I'm thinking at this point in time, it could be a little bit too dangerous to be walking in across the escarpment. I'm going to have a little bit of a look first before I commit myself to really going out there. If not, there is a few shots here to be had. There's these amazing hills over here to my left, which I should be able to, I believe, with these cloud covers directly above it. And hopefully when I get the last rays of the sun, pull out my 70-200 lens and pop up a couple of nice shots of that, hopefully get some colour, and then back over this way to my right, which I won't face you because of the sun which is searing across, and you can see it on my face here. It's really, really bad. There is some amazing hills over to my right, and I believe this side over here is a Cunningham's Gap with Mount Cordeaux and Mount Mitchell over this to my right. And there I believe I'll be able to pull out some nice shots over this way as well, especially over the valley too, because it's such an amazing view here. Okay, well here I am, and I'm walking over the escarpment now, and I haven't taken any B-roll of me walking. It's actually quite dangerous. I'm picking my way through sheer cliffs down here immediately to my left. So all I'm doing at the moment is just walking through looking for foreground interest and trying to keep safe. Try not to go too close to the edge of the cliffs. The last thing I want to do is fall over them and head on down. I'm picking my way through here very, very gingerly. There are climbers that are still climbing these cliffs this time of the night. Very brave, but I'm very gingerly making my way through. Okay, so I walked along the escarpment and walked, pretty much right the way along, looking for foreground interest. I just couldn't find any. I found some pretty amazing views, and I found some things that I think would have really worked, but the problem was they were just too dangerous to get to. And the last thing I'm going to do is put myself in danger. First rule of photography, it is not get the shot at all costs, it's safety first. So I exercised safety first, moved away from that area, and have come back around to the initial spot where I am, or where I started, which was the viewing platform. And I suppose it's a viewing platform for a reason. It's quite beautiful here. The clouds aren't sort of playing ball with what I'd hoped they were going to be doing, so over to my left I was sort of hoping at this point in time that the clouds would hang around, I'd get the last rays of sun on the hills, and the clouds, I'd get a little bit of colour on them. It's looking like it's not going to happen. I still hold out hope. Over to my right, if I walk you around, hopefully you can see it. I think the sun's going to be blown out too much here. But over to my right here, that's going to be Cunningham's Gap and places like that, where Mount Mitchell, Mount Cordeaux, and potentially get some colour popping behind that hill as well with the sunset behind it. I think this is going to be a bracketed shot over here. I think it's going to be a stitch shot because they're going to want some light in the foreground as well as some light, some of the colour above, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm all set up. What I was going to do is do some shots further off into the distance here, behind these hills, like I said, with that rolling sort of hills and the sun on it. By the time I set up, the light had already gone. So what I'm thinking of doing at the moment is I'm just going to wait for a little bit. With the high cloud cover that I've got, something will eventually give me some form of composition when it comes to the light and the colours. I've got some beautiful big, like strata type clouds above me right here, and I've got some behind me as well. And I still have these clouds over here, which could still do something. So I'm just going to wait and watch what the light does, and then start taking some shots, probably in the next 10 or 15 minutes. But right now it's about patience and about just waiting for the light to come. This is the Scenic Rim. I wasn't sure about what made the Scenic Rim. I thought it was a ring of volcanoes or something like that. On my reading here, what I found out is it is one giant great big volcano that used to be here, and that these mountains are just the edges of that volcano, that rim of the volcano. Which is quite amazing how big that volcano must have been millions of years ago. I think it was about 24 million years ago that this was a volcano. Don't quote me, but I think that's what I read. Which is pretty amazing to think that these hills and everything around us was one massive volcano at one stage, and now it's just these amazing hills that we see as the Scenic Rim. And I suppose that's why these valleys are so fertile. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a time lapse as the sun goes down, and I'm going to start taking some shots now. Alright, I think it's about time I start taking some shots. It's looking pretty amazing here, so let's see what we can get. Now then, I think you just saw me. I just changed lenses. My initial thought on the composition and the scene just didn't work. The 70-200, I'd hoped to be able to get in close, pick off some pretty key things on here. Just didn't work. What I needed, especially with the clouds above me, was a wider angle lens. I put my 17-55 2.8 on the front, and that's what I'm doing. Right now, as I'm trying to get as much of that sky in as I possibly can, because the sky is the central theme here. I've got these clouds that are starting to pop with colour. I've got the sun that is bathing the valley with light. This is an amazing scene. The hills are secondary to this, but the light and what the light is doing is crucial here. And this is what your photography is all about. I hope you can hear and see me. What these clouds are doing is purely magic. And I think they are just going to really just absolutely pop. I'm shooting directly into the sun, so I have to bracket these shots, and I'll be combining them in Photoshop at home. And it will be a HDR image, but I'll be light blending or exposure blending at home. This is purely amazing. I've got the clouds above me that is forming it is forming like a frame to these mountains and to the sun in the middle here. I've got the sun which is bathing the light into the valley. This is purely a magical scene. I'm needing to bracket. I'm at F20 because I want to, if I can get any sunburst, I'm hoping to get a sunburst. And I may get it as the sun now just pokes down underneath a rim of clouds. I may get that. So I'm at F20. That's the crucial part of this. ISO 50, again, crucial for quality. My speed, not so crucial. I'm starting at 1/4 of a second and going up by 2 stops each time in order to get the full dynamic range here. And by the look at this, and I'm using my histograms here, by the look of this, it's going to be roughly about a 4-shot bracket in order to get as much of that dynamic range as I possibly can. But this is absolutely outstanding, and I just hope that it comes through once I get it into Lightroom. Just looking around, making sure that there is nothing else that I'm missing, no other sort of compositions, shots and things like that I'm missing. I do have some beautiful colour over here, but there's nothing to really put it with. At the moment, this is the scene. Okay, so that's it. The sun in Australia around Brisbane goes down incredibly quickly. 20 minutes, done. Start to finish, all finished. There's still a little bit of colour here, but there's nothing to really take shots of. Am I happy with what I've got? I think I got some stunning colour, and I think I got some beautiful colour in the valley, and I do think that the hills really did pop. But I wished I got more. I wished I'd have been able to find, one of those grass trees that I was looking for around the escarpment to add that foreground interest. Just those little things that I really wished I would have had to really make this shot an incredibly amazing shot. I think it was good. I think it's solid. I'm going to be really, hopeful when I get it up on Lightroom when I get home to have a look at it. But yeah, I think it's a missed opportunity here. Not being able to find something, foreground interest across the escarpment to really just add that extra added or extra element into the photo. I do think though it's going to be good. I'll put the shot up now for you. I am disappointed I didn't get some shots out behind me or some shots this way, but to be honest, it just didn't work. The light didn't do here what I thought it was going to do. I thought it was going to hang around for a little bit longer. I thought I was going to get some amazing colour over to my left here, just above the hills, and I just thought the light off the clouds would have just really allowed me to get in with that long lens, and it just didn't play ball. But that's what happens. That's what happens in locations like this, where you turn up and you've never been before, and you hope you get a shot. Sometimes you walk away with a good shot, sometimes you walk away with a solid shot, sometimes you don't walk away with anything. Thank you for being patient. Tune in next time for another great adventure. If you did like the channel, you did like the video, please subscribe. It really means a lot when you do so. And hit that bell icon so you get notified of any new videos that I do post up. Guys, until next week, see ya.